Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. Test. Please give me a thumbs up if I've got audio this morning. The stream's having a hard time starting right now. I don't know why. But if you could, just give me a thumbs up. Somebody here's in the chat who's available. Please let me know that you can hear me. Cowboy, let me know if you can hear me real quick. It is a Wildcard Wednesday, Wow Wednesday, and we are talking about different various NBA Toronto Raptors Team Canada news. So, yeah, Trevor, tell me if you can hear me, please. One of you guys in the chat, just real quick, write it in that whether you can hear me or not, because I'm not getting a reading for the mic, and I want to make sure that the mic is working. So please give me a thumbs up. Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi out's here Wednesday. Yeah, please type something in, guys. Please, somebody. Okay, thank you. All right, it's not deaf. You're not deaf yet. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing that for me. Sometimes I might ask you guys to do that right off the bat, so anticipate that, please. For some reason I'm trying to start the stream and it's like spinning and it's saying streaming's not available right now. So I had to reload the screen like 3 times because kept saying YouTube was saying the streaming is not available right now. I'm like, bullshit, it's not. I'm gonna keep trying until I get through, and it did work finally. So yeah, I might ask you guys to do that because sometimes there's a little reading under the window that tells me whether my audio is going through, and it has green dots. But some mornings it doesn't appear, so I start to wonder whether I have no audio at all. And sometimes I do, and I don't think I do, and I end the stream and reset it. So it's really, if you guys could help me, especially the ones that are always here right at the beginning, give me a thumbs up like right away because I may check that, like mic check. All right, let's talk about some things today. Let's start with Monique. Good morning, Raptor Freak family. Can't stay for long. Too busy today. Snub again for Norman. I would speak up too. Way to go, Raptors fans. Know this all too well. 6-man. Go Raptors always. Okay, Monique is bringing up the subject of the day that's on the picture for today. Norman Powell of the Los Angeles Clippers, once again, not in the 3 finalists for 6-man of the year. Now, last year, Norman was the leading scorer off the bench as a 6-man in the league, and he got snubbed last year. Wasn't one of the 3 finalists then. And well, it's happened again this year, and he's upset about it. And he's said something. He made a statement on this. This is Norman Powell's words, guys. I mean, I think it's BS, to be honest. 2 years in a row. I mean, I don't know what else you got to do to be a 6-man. Last year, you're leading the league in bench points. Don't get nominated. This year, the most efficient off the bench, given the fact that I'm playing with 4 Hall of Famers, limited touches, roll decreases, and I'm still able to put out the same amount of production as the 3 finalists that was picked. I think it sucks. I think it's politics, publicity, and people aren't actually looking at the details of the game. Guys get a few highlight dunks and get posted on social media, and that's what it is. Nobody's posting my threes like that. So, I mean, it's just tough. But at the end of the day, the main focus is to win a championship. It would be nice to be recognized for the work and everything that I've done to help this team contribute to winning and being a 50-win team. But it's tough. It sucks. But I have a lot more to say if we win the championship at the end of the year. So Norman's like, all right, y'all ain't going to give me 6-man of the year consideration. I'm going to go ahead and help my team win the championship. And then you will respect me, is kind of his attitude on this. I'm with you, Norman. I think that you're right. I think that you are one of the top 3 6-men of the year, and you should be one of at least the nominees, if not winning it outright. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speculate this, but in some ways, does he get a discount because he's an NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors? Does he get a discount because he's on a team overshadowed by 3 Hall of Famers? I mean, 4 Hall of Famers. Why is he not getting any recognition, NBA? The Clippers are a good team, and he has a very good point about he's in there with Harden, Westbrook, George, and Leonard, and he still carves out his role, and as he puts it, in a more efficient way because he ain't going to get minutes out there if he's not playing at a high level. Yeah, I'm with Norm on this. And you know what? Recognize him, y'all. Seriously, Raptors are finally getting recognition in other places than Toronto when they move to other places. We see it with OG. We see it last night with Siakam. We see it with Fred when he went to Houston. It's just bullshit. We understand. Y'all ignore the Raptors. Y'all give us a discount. Well, when these guys go other places and they're doing well in other places, give them recognition. Because seriously, NBA, it's not a good look. It's almost like, we can tell from up here because we're used to it. We've seen this shit for quite a while, how you give the Canada discount to Raptors related things. But listen, don't hold people back like this because it's fucked up. Are you going to say that if you ever come to Toronto, that you're just going to be looked at in a different way forever for the rest of your career? Because Norman has not played here for a while. And yeah, this is messed up. This is how I feel about it. I mean, this is kind of like my Wow Wednesday moment is, wow, they really are overlooking Norman Powell for consideration of the sixth man of the year. And it's messed up. I'm telling you, it's messed up. Trevor J's here. Good morning, Raptors family. Happy for Pascal getting Indiana the win to tie the series 1 game apiece. Dropped 37 points and 11 rebounds. Yeah. Siakam is the driver for the Pacers. He's the best player on that team. Now let's talk about Siakam a little bit right now. Josh Lewenberg with a dumbass tweet yesterday that I want to reply to right now. Let's look at what Josh Lewenberg said. Sometimes him and Grange are idiots. All right, I would say this to Lewenberg and Grange: just report the facts. Stop opining. We don't give a shit what you guys think. You guys can start saying shit that's just not necessary. Talking about, all right, this is what Josh said, just so you can get the picture. Yeah, Josh Lewenberg tweeted this last night. An all NBA caliber player in his prime who loved the city and wanted to stay, and yet the Raptors couldn't figure out a way to keep him or trade him from a position of leverage. Don't be surprised if and when the Raptors, the Siakam deal goes down as one of the worst in franchise history. Well, aren't you Mr. Sunshine, you little piece of shit? Seriously, who needs that tweet? Nobody needs this tweet, Josh Lewenberg, and it's a little bit early. You prognosticating already that this is one of the worst trades in Toronto Raptors history. You're so full of shit. In some ways, when you say that, you sound like an idiot because honestly, this deal was really good, honestly, in a lot of different ways. Now, I get it. They did it at the last possible time that they had to, and maybe some of the leverage wasn't as good as it was. Maybe the Pacers were a little stingy with the players that they sent back to us in exchange for Siakam. They weren't exactly the ones we wanted. I get that. But we did get 3 first-round picks in that deal. And one of them's already turned into Kelly and Oshai. So I don't get this, Josh Lewenberg. You just putting out like spin and kind of just opining something negative that hasn't even been determined yet. It's so stupid. We found out yesterday because the NBA did the tiebreakers that we will pick 19th with that Indiana pick. It's the worst spot as far as what could have happened with the tiebreakers. We could have been from 16 all the way to 19, but it is what it is. What can we do? So we will pick at 19, and who knows who we pick at 19? One of the picks that we got for Siakam. I just don't. I don't appreciate Lewenberg and Grange making calls on whether trades or deals were done properly or right, and already predicting things like this may be one of the worst trades in franchise history. You don't know that, Josh Lewenberg. You do not know that. And first of all, already the trade has netted us a $22 million team option player that we can really have a lot of flexibility with around the draft. Jordan Nwora may end up being one that sticks around as a very valuable role player, as a young player coming up, and a player that wants to be in Toronto. And then we got 3 first-round picks, and one of them has already been dealt, and we got Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji from it. So you tell me we're not getting stuff for Siakam? You're telling me we didn't do this for Siakam? We didn't do that? First of all, what made you think that there was any other option than trading him this year? You're talking like, oh, he wanted to be here. He was going to, maybe financially didn't make any fucking sense for us to keep Siakam. In some ways, we know Siakam. We got you can get what you can get out of Siakam. He's on the Pacers. It's a different look. He has different ways to grow on that system. In some ways, he's done what he's going to do here with us. And in some ways, he's in the spot that Scotty's supposed to be in. And we had to clear the way to make it absolutely, for sure, Scotty's team. So I don't get this, Lewenberg. You can second guess the Siakam trade all you want. You can slant it. You can spin it. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. But you're way too early with coming out with this. And you prognosticating ahead of time that this may be one of the worst deals in franchise history. Fuck you for it. because I don't look at the clouds around the sun. I look at the sunny side of things. Now, you want to look at the dark cloud in the whole picture, you go ahead, Josh Lundberg, you miserable little shit. And you go ahead and join Michael Grange as a media person that I like to get facts from, but I don't really like the op-ed pieces. So you can take your op-ed pieces, Josh Lundberg and Michael Grange, and shove them up your ass. And maybe just tell me the trades and the deals that are going down, just the facts, man. Yeah, Joe Friday your ass, because I'm sick of your shit. You can go ahead and have your opinion, but it's way too early to determine how successful the Siakam trade is for the Raptors. And you're going to say this shit already. We don't even know who we picked for 19 yet this year, let alone the first round pick that we have next year from the Siakam trade also. When we made that trade, we got free first round picks for Siakam and players. And I do not understand how you think that that is a fail. You're an idiot is what it is, Josh Lundberg. That is what I'm saying today. So from Dana and me to you, 2-finger salute for you, J. Lou. So stick to the facts, Joe Friday, and maybe keep your opinions up your ass. How about that? Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. All right, Trevor's here. So let's do the Cosmic Card of the Day. The Classic Cosmic of the Day, you know what it is. 100 points to whoever gets the card. Don't half-ass me. Full names. And, yeah, you know, we're going to see who gets this. Write it in the first, and you will get it. Let's see which card I got today. Okay, this is cool. This is somebody we haven't had before. Some of the cards are duplicates. I've noticed that there's some of the same players in the card box, and I don't know. Maybe we'll do them again if they're different cards. So there may be some repeats down the road, just so you guys know. All right, let's see. Here we go. Full name. Don't write half the name. Don't half-ass me. This is very important. So here we go. It's coming up from the bottom. Here we go. All right, who is this? Who is that? Look at that. Maybe that's enough. I don't know. This is somebody I brought up on the channel many times in the past, but you guys may not know what he looks like. And that's pretty fun. He's in a New York Knicks jersey, which is interesting. Let's see who knows this. Is Smooth here today? Smooth will probably help me with this. Is that too far away? Can you not see him? This guy was a pretty important player in the 80s. I'm going to say that. And not only that, he was an all-star. So he is not a nobody. This is somebody who's a somebody. Is anybody going to get this? 2 names, and 2 first name, last name. You get it. Boom. You get the 100 points. You're Raptor Freak score. Closer, you can't see his face. All right, Kareem, I will do that. Look real close. Look as close as possible. Who is that? Who is that player? Patrick Ewing? No, he's too short for Patrick Ewing. That is not Patrick Ewing, guys. That's not a flat top, y'all. That guy does not have a flat top. Trevor, you're wrong, and Nako, you're wrong. That is not Patrick Ewing. So don't keep on the guesses. Where's Smooth? Smooth's gonna know this one. In some ways, he's the namesake of Smooth, which is kind of funny. But yeah, who is this? And that is not his normal team. That team that is like a later in his career team. He did not play for that team most of his career. Just so y'all know. Yeah, I'm gonna get tired of holding this up. Y'all need to start guessing, please. Even if you have no idea, just take some wild guesses. Anybody, somebody should know this. Come on, you guys can get this. Look at him. Look real close. Look real close. Oh my gosh. I'm worried that y'all don't know your Cosmic Classic cards of the day right now. Yeah, where's Smooth? Smooth would bail us out right now because this guy's kind of family with Smooth Brown Man. Kind of. Not really. Let's see. Rolando. Right. Write the name right. Write the name right. Seriously, Kareem. Don't be jokey because I do want the name correctly because you're not right. That is very wrong. And that's not his first name. Just so you know, that is not his first name. He's not a soccer player. So you don't have it correct yet. You got the last name right on the second guess, but you don't have the first name right. That's not his first name. Yeah, you could look at what Kareem's writing, y'all, and fix it, and you will get the points. He's got the last name right now at this point, but he doesn't have the first name right at all. I mean, there's a letter that's wrong in the first name. Yeah. Yeah, there's 2 letters that are flipped. Yeah, write it all just because I'm a completionist. You're being half-assed, Kareem, honestly. Just write it all in one thing. Yeah, Tom Duke. I'm going to give it to Tom because Kareem was fucking around too much. Tom, you're getting it because I see the 2 words together in the right way. Rolando Blackman is the player. Yeah, he was on the Cavs for the longest time. Kareem, man, you can't be like this. You can't come half-assed to the court in the NBA. So you can't come half-assed to this. It's all good, man. It's all good. I know you're being jokey. You're like black guy, Rolando Black guy, but it's Rolando Blackman. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Tom stole it. That's fine. Tom can steal it. Tom hasn't won a classic card yet. There you go. Rolando Blackman played most of the time in the Mavericks, like all those years right there. That's all Mavericks. But yeah. Yeah, see, this is the first year he wasn't on the Mavericks. He went to the Knicks. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. There is Rolando. Yeah, Rolando Blackman. That's what I was saying. He's kind of related to Smooth Brown Man. All right, we got the classic card done. Tommy's going to get his first 100 for that. Awesome. And we still have the card opening, guys. This is a Wildcard Wednesday. I'm going to open up a pack of cards and react to the cards in just a little bit. But we'll break it up with the classic card. All right, that was tough. That was a little bit like pulling teeth. I'm not impressed, guys. You know that I'm going to do this classic card every day. I want y'all to get amped up for this and be anxious, aggressive on the court to get it. And in some ways, that was a little disappointing. The effort there, kind of disappointing, y'all. Come on now. All right, let's see. Trevor's saying Halliburton said a Bucks fan called his brother the N-word after the win over the Knicks. This is messed up. Now, this is they played in Milwaukee, right? So Indiana is playing in Milwaukee. Indiana beat them, and some racist Milwaukee person called Halliburton's brother the N-word. Sadly, this word is still around places in weird places, and sometimes this shit happens at games. There's racists at the game saying stupid ass shit. Well, I'm not surprised. Milwaukee's got racists in it. Isn't that where we've had some of the cop thuggery on people, black people in that city? Wasn't there a guy who got shot in his car that was with his kids in the back seat? Yeah, I remember that story right around Derek Chauvin and all that shit. So yeah, I mean that's horrible. That sucks. But unfortunately, this kind of shit is still happening in certain places. This is what they're talking about in the announcement. The arenas is saying if you hear anyone saying foul language, shooting birds, obscene gestures, being threatening, well, this is what they're talking about. If somebody drops an N-bomb in the arena, go ahead and get that usher and get that racist ass piece of shit out of the building. That's what I say about that. Apparently, there's some news that this is such a funny story. Jokic's brother punched somebody out at the end of the game the other night with the Lakers. And apparently they caught it on camera and they saw him do it, but they don't have the victim. In some ways, the guy got punched. He went home and he didn't charge anybody. He didn't call them and say, oh, Nikola Jokic's brother punched me in the face. No, they just saw it on the security camera and they're trying to find the guy who got punched. Well, that guy don't care about pressing charges, then just stop. Why are you doing this? Seriously. The victim is like, I'm not pressing charges. I'm not calling y'all. Why are y'all going after Nicola's brother? It's bullshit, is what I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe that was a glancing blow. Maybe they're fucking around and it just looked like he hit him. There is stuff like pro wrestling on TV where people slap each other and it doesn't really happen. I don't know if y'all know that. But yeah, I'm a little annoyed with the fact that Big Brother's watching and they want to go after Nicola's brother when the victim, the person who got hit, is not even calling the police or charging this guy. I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit going on in NBA crowds these days. A lot of weird shit. And yeah, this is disappointing. And this is exactly the time when you go get the usher and get somebody thrown out when they use the N-word. Yeah. Trevor's saying Katie, Booker, Bradley, they're going to go home sooner or later, down 2 games. I told everybody this is a fail from the start. First of all, you've got 2 players that are kind of the same player, Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. They do the same role. They don't give other stuff that's important in certain ways. Then you got Kevin, who Kevin is just kind of checked out in recent years. He's not trying as hard as he used to. He's getting older, and he's just not as powerful as he used to be. Him and LeBron are very similar in that way. Now, they got Nurkic, which helped their defense over Ayton, and they did do a couple of moves that kind of helped things, but they're still a shallow team. The problem is that Matasheba built that team top heavy with those 3 guys' contract. He can't fill out that roster in a nice, deep way. You know, a team like, who are they playing again? They're playing the Timberwolves. Timberwolves has a very deep team. They have a very deep roster. They have good players right on down to Nickeil Alexander-Walker and those guys that are on the bench like Naz Reid. So that's the difference right there. Meanwhile, the Suns are filling out their team with Ish Wainwright, Yuta Watanabe, and people like that for the most part on their side. So, yeah, they have no depth. And part of the problem is two of their top stars are carbon copies of what they offer for the team. So, yeah, it's a waste. It's a stupid team. They're going to spin their wheels, and it's been an absolute waste. And they're going to get bounced in the first round. I could have told you this at the beginning of the year before this NBA season even started, that Phoenix is just a waste of time. And they really are. They really are. And now Minnesota, with a more well-rounded team, with offense from Anthony Edwards and defense from Rudy Gobert, is showing that, yeah, there's flaws with the Phoenix Suns team. And, yeah, you need to go home because you're done. You're done. That's what I'm saying right there. Trevor J. saying Caitlin Clark signed a $28 million deal with Nike, 8 years contract with a signature shoe. That's fantastic. In some ways, well, she's going to make money somehow because her salary for playing in the WNBA is measly compared to a lot of things. $75,000 for her to play in the league. I mean, that's great. You're a professional. You're getting paid money that is great, a salary for most people in this world. I would love somebody to pay me $75,000 to play basketball. That'd been fantastic. But still, it's not equitable in some ways to the men's game. Now, I get this. In some ways, men's basketball generates more money than the WNBA at this point. But over time, hopefully we will see the salaries of the WNBA players rise over time. Well, she's going to get her money one way or another, advertising. And that's right. And that's a lucrative deal and good for her. It's going to be exciting to see the WNBA season with Caitlin Clark and some of the newer players that just came in this draft. Angel Reese, people like that. Monique is saying, Jalen McDaniels, hope you're watching your brother in the playoffs. Just saying, laugh out loud. She's like, why can't you be like more like your brother? What's wrong with you, Jalen McDaniels? Why can't you be more like Jaden McDaniels? I don't know. If the kid is not going to wake up and turn the switch on himself, well, the league's going to say hasta la vista and boot him out. So Jalen McDaniels, you like playing the NBA? You want to be an NBA player? Just because you have an NBA body doesn't mean you're going to just hang around here forever. Nah, you need to get your skills up. You need to wake up. You need to start playing basketball correctly and start making something your career. This season was a waste. In some ways, you really wasted the Raptors' time, and you also wasted your own damn time. That's the worst part of it. So, Jalen, I don't know what it takes to get you to turn the corner and be more like your brother, but this summer, you need to fucking do it. That's what I'm saying right now. Yeah. Kareem's saying, watching the TNT post game made me tear up. Happy tears. Them guys gushing over Siakam. I'm just glad he's getting the attention he deserves, even though he went to a small market team in Indiana. He needs to get the kudos. He needs to get the shine. They need to look at his resume with the Raptors and the Raptors 905 and put him on blast. He is one of the top players in the league. He has been for a few years now. And the more that they embrace him and market him and say this, the better. In some ways, he wasn't attractive to them because he played in Toronto and he's from Cameroon. In some ways, I get it. USA is biased for USA players. And that's one of the screwed up things that's going on in this league right now, is there is a bias. If you are a foreign player, in some ways you have a discount on you. That's not a good thing. Seriously, they will try. That's why it's amazing that people like Jokic and Doncic and SGA are at top of the league, because in some ways the NBA don't want that. They want NBA players at the top of the league to be American. And that's part of the problem right there. That is part of the problem right there. Well, Siakam, get your shine from Shaq and Kenny and Charles, because you deserve it. You really do. And they better fucking say your name right. That's what I'm saying right now. Yeah. Kareem saying halibut has been a fish out of water. Clearly, once Pascal gets that money this summer, it will signify that he is the man of that team. Yeah. I mean, Pacers fans didn't want to believe that. I knew right away that Siakam's going to be the number one guy on that team. Halliburton is not the number one guy anymore. In some ways, this is part of the reason why he needed to go from our team to clear the way for Scotty, is because Siakam is just that kind of guy at this point. His usage and the style of play means he has to be the number one option if you really want to get the most effective stuff out of him. And that's just the case. In some ways, he's doing fantastic for them. These 30-point games. I heard that he duplicated stats that Wilt Chamberlain did in the playoffs as far as his points and his shooting and his rebounds. So good job. You're duplicating stats that nobody's done since Wilt Chamberlain, Pascal Siakam. That is pretty badass. But I agree. Halliburton's younger. Halliburton's a streak shooter. Halliburton is a great three-point shooter, but he is not the complete player in some ways that Siakam is. And Siakam will do so many different good things for Indiana that Halliburton will not. in some ways. Now, Halliburton may hit those huge clutch threes at the end of the game, and Siakam may not. But the meat and potatoes, the whole game, Siakam's carrying you. Yeah, you know that, Pacers fans. You know that Pacer Pascal is, he's going to carry y'all. He's going to carry y'all. Monique saying all of Raptors Nation is happy for Pascal. Yeah, I'm glad that they evened up the series. They broke the trend of all the home teams winning so far in the playoffs. Last night's games going down in a certain way. We had Minnesota going up 2-0 over Phoenix. Talked about that one a little bit. And then we saw the evening out of the series between Indiana and Milwaukee. And good job by the Pacers going into Milwaukee and getting that. That's what they say, that playoffs don't start until the visiting team wins. So now it's 1-1, and the Pacers have the advantage in that series. We'll have to see if Giannis is any closer to coming back. In some ways, that may be a factor. Now, I'm really shocked that the Mavericks beat the Clippers last night with Kawhi returning, only getting 15 points. Sometimes when guys come back, they screw things up. And also, I think what happened was the Mavericks put more of an emphasis on the other guys contributing to help score other than Luka and Kyrie. We saw PJ Washington have a good game last night for the Mavericks and helping them get a narrow win, only 3-point win in LA. So, yeah, the Clippers, y'all got work to do. This is not going to be easy. And, you still got to beat these guys. So, very, very interesting stuff in the playoffs last night. I can do my ref report for tonight. There's 2 games, Miami at Boston. David Guthrie is the crew chief with Sean Wright and JB DeRosa. The alternate is Scott Twardowski. In Oklahoma City, the game with the Pelicans and the Thunder, James Capers Jr. is the crew chief. Tyler Ford is the ref. Pat Frere is the umpire. And the alternate is Ray Acosta. A couple games again tonight in NBA playoffs. Very, very, very exciting playoffs so far. Close games and good stuff happening. Dana's here. Good morning, everyone. Have a great day. Good to see you, Dana. And we're giving our 2-finger salute today to Josh Lewenberg. Yeah, there you go. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Wednesday. Happy the Pacers won once again. Pascal was the dominant factor. What the hell happened to Tyrese Halliburton? Not the same since his injury. Yeah, that's a big factor in this. He was hurt in the second half of the season. He kind of rushed back at times, and he may not be 100% right now. That may be part of the factoring in with that, how badly he's playing as far as like scoring. He just doesn't have the production. He's not reliable right now. It's too bad. Fiercely saying, Spicy P, 3 stars. I like that. Cowboy saying, good morning, Lex from Raptor Freaks. Dap to you, Bradley. Spicy P. That's right, y'all. Ta-da. It's springtime, and you might need some help around the house. Call for a free quote. Ta-da Cleaning Services, 647-833-6844. These guys are very versatile. They can do all kinds of different stuff for you as you need it. And also, if you need to buy or sell or release, Brent Tuck is your guy, 647-833-6844. That's Bradley's twin. Look at that guy. That's Bradley's twin. All right, let's see. Trevor J saying Halliburton was an all-star, but not showing any of it. He's been shitting the bed. And Pascal carried the team in scoring and rebounds. He's a true championship piece. You know who should have been an all-star this year that wasn't? Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray should have been an all-star like 2 years ago. In some ways, he's one of those guys getting shafted by the NBA in some ways for not being American. I really do feel like that. Maybe it's because Denver is too small a market to have 2 all-stars after Jokic. No, that's bullshit. Jamal Murray, it should have been an all-star a long time ago by now. And it's kind of messed up that he isn't yet. All right, y'all. I'm going to get the Wildcard Wednesday going here. We've got our box, our Raptors 2-5 box. It's amazing, beautiful. Look at it's even got color stuff on the side of it. You see that? Look at all that on the side of it. Look at the detail with the Raptors logos on the side of it. This is just a special, magical Raptors box. Look at that. See? Look at there. There's the 2019-20 membership. This was for season ticket holders. And that season, well, let me open it up and get a card pack for us to open. All right, we're going to do Panini today. This one right here. It's got Paulo on the front of it. Panini mosaic cards. There's only 6 in here, so we'll just have 6 reactions to the Wildcard Wednesday. Opening it up. It's a card opening stream today. That's right. Unboxing. You know how those are popular. All right, let's see what I get today, guys. Let's see what Wildcard Wednesday's got in store for us today. Let's see. This is the segment that was put together by my niece and nephew because they wanted to see me open cards on here. All right, the first card is Devontae Graham of the San Antonio Spurs, and that's a weird Spurs jersey. That blue, the green, very very strange. I call that bathroom blue green. It's like bathroom tile. But yeah, Devontae has been a backup guard for the Spurs the last couple of years. Of course, he was on the Pelicans before. Yeah, putting some pep in the Spurs step following a trade from the Pelicans. Yeah, he's, I don't know. I don't know if he's been totally successful in San Antonio since he showed up there. He's got some promise. He's a scorer, but he's not really truly a point guard, which is too bad. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, here's the guy who we were supposed to draft instead of Scotty, Jalen Suggs, on this beautiful. Look at how shiny it is, how it reflects. You can see the We the North flag on the reflection of the computer on the card. Yeah, that's a pretty nice card, space age card. Let's see, is it rookie card? Let's see. It might be. It takes a tight handle, sharp vision, and quick instincts to be a successful point guard in the NBA. It also takes plenty of confidence. There you go. Well, we know Jalen Suggs has a lot of confidence. What would have been if we'd picked that number 4 instead of our number 4? Well, I don't want to know. We did the right decision. No matter what, Jalen Suggs is not a Raptor. He's in Orlando. Ha ha. All right, let's see. Next one. Oh, this is fun. I like this guy a lot. Another little point guard from Pelicans. There's Grand Theft Alvarado card. You guys like these cards? I'll have them with me at Monique's birthday party on June the 8th at the NBA restaurant. If you want any of these cards, I will give them to you. I don't care. That's part of the fun. These cards are, take a look at them. You may be able to come get them. There are hounding defenders, and then there are Alvarado, whose unrelenting pressure and sneak attack steals make him a pest to opposing ball handlers. Yeah, ain't that the truth? I think that he averages at least 1 inbound steal every single game, if not 2 or 3. So yeah, Grand Theft Alvarado card. You guys like that? Look at the shininess. It's so reflective. Pretty cool. All right, who's next on the docket here? Oh, this is a guy who's been a reclamation for the Golden State Warriors. He's done better. All these guys are around the same age. This is Jonathan Kuminga of the Warriors here on this card. I know some of y'all are a fan of his. Maybe you need to come down to Monique's birthday party on June the 8th so you can come get this Kuminga card from me. Let me see. Let's see what this one says. In a massive game for potential playoff seeding, the Warriors went into the American Airlines Center and downed the Mavericks 127 to 125. Kuminga proved to be the difference coming off the bench. Okay, that's what they're saying. Yeah, he's coming around finally. He had a slow start to his career, but he's starting to come around now as a very useful player. Draymond Green mentoring him personally to try and get him better. Yeah, really, some of it is just get Kuminga to be more aggressive and attacking the hoop, because that's probably his strength. He's very good at going at the hoop. All right, let's see. Here's the next one. We got this guy who's playing tonight for the Miami Heat, Tyler Hero. Look at that one. That's super sparkly and shiny. It's got all kinds of extra on it. So this must be a special Panini Mosaic Tyler Hero card. Automatic at the charity stripe. Hero led the league in a 93.4 free throw percentage during the 2022-23 campaign. These are cards from last year. The Heat guard joined Chris Paul as the only players in the last decade to shoot at least 93% from the free throw line in a season, minimum 150 attempts. Yeah, I hope these guys do well tonight. Go on, Tyler Hero, and have a big game tonight and beat the Celtics. I'm all about that. Yeah, that's an extra special one. And here's one more card for you guys. And oh, what a sad card it is. It's Dame Lillard in Portland. It's an epic performers card. Look at how shiny and special this card is. Panini Mosaic cards. There are few more exciting moments in today's NBA than when Lillard gets the take a 3. Not only does he demonstrate pure technique, but he has an artillery few can match. Yeah, he has shown up huge for Milwaukee in the first 2 games so far, but he was hot at the beginning of the game last night. But yeah, they still lost to Spicy last night. So there you go. There's that. Look at that Dame Lillard card. You like that? You like any of these cards? Well, these Mosaic cards can be yours. Yeah. See, the Tyler Hero one's extra shiny and sparkly compared to the other ones. So yeah, there's your Wildcard Wednesday opening up the pack. The pack is open and we got the cards. So yeah, come on down. You can even get Rolando Blackman if you want to too. He will be there at the birthday party too. Yeah, there you go, guys. All right, there it is. All right, thank you for doing my mic check, guys. Very, very good stuff. Let's see. Fiercely saying Phoenix super team is soon to be officially trash. Is the KD the problem? He's the common denominator. OKC Nets. At least he was helpful for Golden State Warriors. Well, KD doesn't win a championship without Steph Curry. I believe that's true. I mean, in some ways, man, Kevin's a weird player. He was so much better when he was on Oklahoma City. I feel like that was when he was best in his career. It wasn't even when he was in Golden State. It was when he was in Oklahoma City, and he was absolutely dominant in his early career. He had figured it out. He was old enough. He had the full frame of his body and muscle. He was just at his prime then. He's kind of been on decline ever since, slowly. In some ways, he could have been better since then, but in some ways, he just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. In some ways, Kevin's a weird guy, and it is what it is. He doesn't care at this point. You can see how he treats people on Twitter and the way he talks about stuff. In some ways, he has nothing to prove to nobody, and he already has his legend in his head all sorted out. So in some ways, he doesn't care if he wins again. He doesn't care if this or happens. He's just doing what he does. In some ways, he's not going to win again. I can tell you that right now. And I think you're right, Fiercey. In some ways, the Nets were such a mess. And this Phoenix thing, well, it's looking like a mess too. Who's the common denominator? And that's what she's saying. Bryce is saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce Lawson. Holding it down in the Tucky. Let's do the Instagram stories real quick. Speaking of that, first we got Mr. New York City on his Instagram stories saying, I should be the first person with the Harlem hat, bro. Needs mine. So somebody's making a Harlem hat. You better give it to Mr. New York City, Marquise Noel. He is the epitome of New York City. And if you're going to make a Harlem hat, you better send it to him. You know, the Instagram stories is the best way to check on our guys in the offseason in some ways to know where they are. So we're going to check that kind of stuff. Looks like Marquise is at a baseball game last night. I'm not totally sure what game that is. Let me see. Can I see the jerseys? There's the Delta. Oh, he's at a Hawks game. So he's at a Braves game. He's in Atlanta, guys. I can tell because that's the Braves stadium. So Marquise was at MLB game last night with a Braves game last night. I'm not even sure who was playing. So, yeah, there you go. Zach Edey is in River North. I'm not sure where that is. That doesn't look like Toronto. So, yeah, Zach Edey's in River North. Manuel Quickly is celebrating his fellow Kentucky Wildcat, Tyrese Maxey, named the most improved player in the NBA this season yesterday. And Quickly is very proud of him. So, Emmanuel celebrating Tyrese's achievement on his Instagram stories. That's cool to see the Wildcat support. And Precious has got his pregame views of him shooting on the New York Knicks official account before the game, putting those shots up. He has not played in this series yet, which is surprising to me. I'm going to bet that Thibodeau may use Precious at some point on Embiid, and he'll be all fresh. You know, maybe they wear the Philadelphia team down a bit, and then boom, all of a sudden Precious is coming into the rotation late in the series. And being an additional energy boost because he has not played them, and they have not gotten a look at him either. In some ways, I feel like that's what Thibodeau's doing without playing Achua in the first few games of the series yet. So very, very interesting. Nako saying Pascal is the most exciting player in Indy and Milwaukee Suns and don't have the defense. Those two teams are very similar. I said this to T. Ross on his Twitch stream when we were talking about playoffs and getting ready for it. Terrence Ross, former Raptor dunk champion, Twitches, and I talk to him on this channel all the time when he's on there. And we were talking about this, and I told him, I was like, look, I think that Phoenix is Milwaukee West. They have a lot of deficiencies. They have a really top star like Giannis and Kevin, but there's all kinds of problems with their team, seriously. There's a problem with defense on both those teams. In some ways, the Milwaukee Bucks should be a way better defensive team with Brook Lopez still around, Giannis Antetokounmpo, but they aren't. And they realized that Drew Holiday was maybe the most important defensive player on their team in their run in their last couple years. So, yeah, Phoenix, Milwaukee, similar teams on different conferences in my eyes. They have the same problems. James is saying, Pascal going ham. Can't believe we traded him for Bruce Brown. Laugh out loud. Well, it wasn't just Bruce Brown. It was Jordan Nwora, and it was 3 first-round picks. And that's what we need to keep remembering. The Bruce Brown part is flexibility. It's not even Bruce Brown himself. Bruce Brown, it could be anything. He's just like 22 million. That's what he is. He's just a pile of 22 million in our salary cap that is fluid and is able to be shipped out or done all kinds of different ways with. Now, we could keep him, which I don't really want, but we could do a lot of different things with Bruce Brown. Take his team option and trade him to some other team and get all kinds of other assets. So it's the kind of thing where, just like Grivis Vasquez, we can make this deal sprout into more little things about it that turn into things like OG Anunoby and Norman Powell. So that's what I'm saying. In some ways, the Siakam deal is not over. Josh Lewenberg's preemptive on his stupid shit. And there's draft picks that need to be drafted still. In some ways, I'm already somewhat happy because we got Kelly and Abaji as a part of this deal already. People aren't saying that part of this Siakam deal, the people that are on the side of it, like Thad and not Thad, but Otto, whoever went to Utah for that deal. Who cares? Kyra Lewis Jr. Who cares? In some ways, we got Kelly Olynyk, Team Canada, great backup center, and we got a new defensive stopper in Ochai Agbaji. That was part of the Siakam deal because one of those picks, those first-round picks, was utilized in that trade to get those guys. So that's already a branch of the Siakam deal, Kelly and Agbaji. So you can say, well, Bruce, Jordan, Kyra Lewis Jr., yeah, these were all people that we got for Siakam, plus two more first-round picks, number 19 this year and one next year. So let's the jury, man, this is silly to think about this in some ways. It's really dumb to do it so soon. So yeah, Bruce Brown is not the only part of the deal. Let's just put it that way. Nako's saying you're coming in loud and clear. Thank you, Nako. I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I might do a mic check every day just to set it up, just to be ready. Because I feel like it's awkward. And I don't know if I'm talking or not. Mic check, 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 check. All right, good. Infamous saying, salute freaks. In my opinion, the way Pascal's been playing, we should have gotten way more back in the trade. I wanted one of these their young pieces so bad. Well, the Pacers are being stingy. Yeah, we wanted Nebhard. Yeah, we wanted Mathurin. Yeah, we wanted Jalen Smith. Of course we wanted those guys, but they were being stingy, and they sent us who they sent us. It is what it is. In some ways, if we gotten some of those other guys, we wouldn't have gotten those draft picks. I bet you if we got Mathurin in the deal, the draft picks wouldn't have been 3 first-round picks. So it is what it could have, should have. We can be like, I wish we could have done this. We could have done that. But once again, Bobby and Masai live on the moon, and we don't know what it takes to live on the moon as GMs in the NBA. What is actually realistic? It's real easy for us to say, and they're making mistakes when we don't actually know what their options are. That's the part of the problem here. It's like we don't know what the options are realistically for them with Siakam. Some people would say, well, why didn't we get more for him? Well, maybe in some ways they was leverage issues as far as we needed to get it done for the trade deadline, and some opportunists were come in with the Pacers. But also in the same way, we wanted to work with Siakam and put him in a place where he wanted to be. So maybe he was like the next place I want to go to is Indiana. We had to speak to them only, and maybe they had some advantages in that negotiation. But I wouldn't put it past Bobby and Masai to be badasses, even with their backs against the wall and being strong in negotiation. This may be part of the reason why the Siakam trade took longer, is because the finer details of who would be coming back to us were being fought over, as far as, well, we want Mathurin, we want this, we want that. In some ways, they were probably stingy about the young players that we valued, but they weren't as stingy about their first-round picks. So Bobby and Masai were like, all right, you guys don't want your picks, we'll take your picks instead. I think that's really how it went down. You don't think they tried to get those young players and Indiana was just being a hard ass? That's what it was right there, seriously. G saying, we will not know the details of this trade until the picks come through. It may take years to see how this trade pans out. Exactly. That's why I'm like, fuck you, Josh Lewenberg. Seriously, you're too soon, bro. You're too soon. You can't say this, you jackass. And we'll keep receipts. You better not delete that tweet, because in some ways, if the Siakam deal does turn out to be a very, very good thing in the long run, I'm going to remember you said that, you piece of garbage. So take that and stick it up your ass so we can check the receipt later. How about that? Yeah, there you go. Tom Duke saying, hey, Lex, do you think Scotty okayed that trade? Now, that's very interesting. Scotty is very much being doted on by our team. The Masai has a special relationship with him, and he is talking to him every day almost. And it's really like, in some ways, Scotty does have an interest in how this team's being run and who we draft and who we acquire and all this kind of stuff. And he should be talked to when major decisions are made. In some ways, talking to him and keeping him involved makes him feel like he has ownership of the whole process. So it's very, very smart. I'm sure he was involved in talking about all this. In some ways, you know that he loves Siakam. He know that he really is his favorite player, and he is a big fan. But also at the same time, Scotty may, Masai and Bobby have probably talked to him in this way. He's like, look, we can't do this in a way where we can keep him and you for the major money and grow in the right way that we want to. In some ways, he is true. He's on a different place on his schedule. In some ways, is Siakam saying after the game he belongs in the playoffs? He's right, because his age and his career does belong to be in the playoffs and not struggling to rebuild like we're going to do soon. So we did a nice thing for Siakam. In some ways, yeah, he wanted to stay here and he wanted to be a Raptor for life. But in some ways, that wasn't what was best for him. He's grown up. He's gotten really good. And in some ways, where he is and what he's doing, he's not going to get much better. And this summer, somebody's going to pay him a lot of money. And that's going to tie up a huge part of their salary cap. That is not for us. In some ways, people say, why don't we just pay him? Why don't we invest in him? Cool Cat gets mad because in Mugabe, they say, well, you guys are cheap owners and you don't want to pay these guys. No, that's not what this is. You guys are misunderstanding this situation. If the future was good with the core that we started at the beginning of the season, yeah, we may have reinvested in him and tried to win now, but that's not what was happening. So we had to rebuild to an extent. And Siakam leaving and not having to pay him this summer, in some ways, if we didn't trade him at the trade deadline, everybody would be rerunning the bullshit they said about Fred VanVleet last year. So we did what we had to do. And once again, we don't live on the moon. We don't know what's offered or available to Bobby and Masai on any given time at any given moment. There may be not as much as y'all think. Y'all think that they can just magically do whatever you can creatively come up with your mind. They may not be realistic things. And that's what we need to always realize. GMing is not playing video games on 2K and just switching guys around because you can, because the video game lets you. There's so many different factors involved in being a GM in the league that y'all don't have to think about because it's not a part of the video game. There's so much shit that they have to go and cover and think about and get done to make sure this kind of stuff happens. So I want people to understand this. This is very, very important to understand. I'm sure Scotty did have a say in this. I'm sure that he was abreast of the whole situation at every given turn of events, and that he was going to know that this was coming at some point before it actually came. I'll bet you. Now, I don't know if he had to okay it, but maybe they explained to him, they talked about it, and they said, well, this is the way we can pay you the Supermax forever and keep you in Toronto for sure. In some ways, we can get younger players around you, more your age, and we can invest in them, and they can be on the same kind of thing with you. It's not, I know I argued last year that Scotty and Pascal can be in different places in their career and coexist on the team. But in some cases, if our team's going to grow the right way and have flexibility to try and cycle in different young players besides Scott and decide who we want to sign, Siakam having a huge albatross of a contract in the middle of our salary cap was going to hinder that. And I think that that's what people need to realize, is that's the biggest thing right there. Siakam's salary he's going to get paid this summer is huge. And it's going to be a really big investment by whatever team. And it's much better for a team like the Pacers, who are further along in the process, a playoff team this year, to do that investment with him than us when we maybe spin our wheels and not go in the playoff. Hopefully we will next year. I'm pretty sure we will. Bryce is saying, no way Michael Grange is a real person. He is. I've seen him in real life. Unfortunately, he is. He may be an animatronic. He may be an android. I don't know. Whatever it is. Either way, he's not the one I'm mad at today. It's Lewinberg. Lewinberg is the butthole face. That's right. Tom's got butthole face there. Cream saying closer. Can't see his face. You guys got it. Randolph saying, beloved Raptor freaks, most informative gang, blessings. All these unpaid GMs of the Raptors are so annoying. Let the real GMs and front office do their job. Boom goes the dynamite. And blessings back to you, Randolph. And I'm going to give you a dunk for that one. I agree. I mean, everybody wants to have control in their lives. And in some ways, if it's your favorite sports team, you're going to try and have control over it because you love it and you want things to happen for it. Well, you don't have control over your favorite sports teams, you jabronis. So get over yourself and let the people that do the job and are professionals and know how to do the job correctly to do the job. In some ways, if they were a front office that I didn't think did know how to do the job correctly, I would tell y'all. But that's not the case in this situation. This is definitely a front office we should have confidence in. There's a lot of front offices around the league that you shouldn't, like Milwaukee's, Charlotte's, Atlanta's. Yeah, there's a lot of teams, front offices you should not have total confidence in because they've made a lot of dumbass mistakes. The Raptors are not that team. And I'm with Randolph on that one totally. Yeah, Colin Brown. Colin Brown? No, that's not right. Chasson Randell. All right, I gave you guys the hint, and Tom got it. Rolando Blackman. That's right. Ronald Blackman. No, that's not it. Cream. That's what I'm saying. You could be jokey with the dunks, but don't half-ass the Cosmic Car of the Day. It's important. And don't worry about it. It's all good. Tom stole the points. Yeah, Tommy's stealing the points there. It's all good. Let's see. I need to be full ass more often, is what Kareem's saying. You know what? I'm going to give you a dunk for being funny. Yeah, just full ass your life in general. Don't half ass it. Keep full assing it for sure. Let's see. Tom saying, thanks, K Dog. And Fiercely saying, next time we'll be locked in the classic card segment, Lex. You know, listen, they're hard. I mean, nobody's going to remember him. In some ways, they need to talk about this man more in the NBA's history. I'm telling you, this is the Carmelo Anthony of his time. This is the Damian Lillard of his time. And nobody talks about his ass. Seriously. This is what I'm saying. Guys that don't win championships and score a lot, they get some all-stars. They're up near the top of the career forever, like top all-time list, and they don't get talked about like Rolando Blackman. There's a lot of guys in our generation right now that need to be like Rolando Blackman in 15, 20 years. And it's the same shit. Listen, he is a great, prolific scorer. He did all kinds of stuff, but he never won a championship. He didn't go deep in the playoffs. And players that have that kind of resume in the NBA today are getting celebrated like they're fucking Hall of Famers. That's bullshit. You know, he is a Hall of Famer, and I think he is in the Hall of Fame. And these guys will get in the Hall of Fame, but who talks about Rolando Blackman? Seriously. And in some ways, people like Damian Lillard and even James Harden, if he doesn't win, deserve to be like Rolando Blackman in 15, 20 years. Seriously, there's guys in every generation that score a lot and don't win and don't do jack shit with their career other than win, get some all-stars and get high scoring average. There's all kinds of guys like Gilbert Arenas, another good example of who is like Rolando Blackman and shouldn't be considered like a top star, top 50, any of that kind of bullshit. Did this guy make top 50 or top 75 NBA all time? No, he didn't. But he honestly could have. Him and Alex English, very close. Very, very close. Alex English is another one. Alex English and Rolando Blackman, good examples of prolific scorers that absolutely dominated the league. Nobody fucking talks about it at this point. Nobody gives a shit. So there's going to be some guys from this generation that's going to happen the same thing. And that's what I'm saying. I look at guys like Carmelo Anthony, Damian Lillard. They're the same category to me, honestly. They really are. People overvalue them because they're, oh, you're my buddy, the real superstars like LeBron. You're friends with Carmelo, so you have to elevate him. Motherfucker, Carmelo didn't do jack shit with his career other than score a bunch of points. And that's Rolando Blackman. That's all I got to say on that. There, right there. Bam. Fiercely saying Giannis may need to come back sooner than later. Maybe. I mean, I don't care. In some ways, he's going to be good or bad for them. He shows up. They may not do any better. They may do worse. And he may just be a distraction. We'll have to see. The Bucks are in trouble. They got Doc Rivers. They're in trouble just right there. David saying, as you were. All right, Squidward. Is that what Squidward? That looks like a Squidward that you got in there. Is that Squidward? Fiercely saying, KD got his ring. He's no longer trying. Booker and Beal are more motivated, but that team is not strong enough. Timberwolves way deeper. That's it right there. That's the folly of having a superstar trio in today's NBA. You don't need that. You really need only 2 superstars and then flesh out your roster to 10 deep. That is what you need to do. And you need to make sure those pieces in the 10 deep make sense and fit together and that they actually kind of work together. In some ways, Timberwolves have it more together than the Suns. Suns, yeah, you're idiots. Trying to sneak that deal in at the right before the salary cap changed last summer. Yeah, that was dumb, the Bradley Beal deal. I thought that was one of the dumbest moves last summer, was getting Bradley Beal to come to Phoenix. It's such a dumb deal. Well, they're getting the result I thought they would when they did that. Seriously, you can pay Bradley that much money when you got Devin Booker already and he does the same job as him? That's just a duplication that's unnecessary. Fiercely saying Jaden needs to work extra hard this summer, do or die next season. Jalen does. Yeah, Jalen does. Jaden's there. Mo saying you didn't read my comment from earlier. Which one, Mo? I did read. I read. Raptors Nation is happy for Pascal. Is that the one that I didn't read? I mean, that's just. I mean, you retracted a comment, Mo. There's a comment that you took back. Fiercely saying alley oop to Kareem. I see what he did. Halibut like a fish out of water. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. David saying, laugh out loud. Dunk for Fiercely for admitting it took her 10 minutes to work that out. All right. Yeah, we'll give Fiercely a dunk. We'll give Fiercely a dunk for sure. She was really good in the trivia yesterday. Got a lot of points. 98 dunks for Fiercely at this point now. Fiercely saying Alvarado is solid. Yeah, if you like that Alvarado card, we can get it to you very shortly if you can get to Toronto. I know you're probably not able to come to Monique's birthday from Ottawa, but we'll see. Nameless saying, I wish Noel could be like Alvarado. He could be. He could be. I'm not giving up on Noel. He could be like Alvarado down the road. He did do steals like that off inbounds, like for 905. There were times where he snuck up, kind of lurking around, and then like he turned and burst the speed into the passing lane and steal the ball. He did that for 905. So that Alvarado steal on the inbounds, that's in Noel's bag, and he can do it. He can do it. I've seen him do it. Let's see. Fiercey's laughing at David, and that'd be sick. Fiercely saying, I work while listening to the stream. By the time Lex reads the comments, I react. I'm always late to the party. You're good, Fiercely. You're good. You're like almost every day here, and I appreciate that. David's saying, I'm just teasing. You're awesome, Fiercely. There you go. 10-10. All right. Name is saying, of course, Josh Lewinberg is preemptive and ridiculous. The deal is not even maximized yet. Yeah, I know. Why are you doing that? You know what the problem is people will read that, casuals, people that aren't that into the Raptors, other sports fans, and they'll start forming that opinion themselves. It's like a little seed that germinates in other people's brains that Josh Lewinberg's given to other people. Oh, well, I thought that the Siakam deal wasn't a good deal for the Raptors. Josh Lewinberg told me. See, that's the problem. It's a perception war. And if Josh Lewinberg and Michael Grange want to write pieces that make the perception look like the front office is failing or doing something wrong, well, there will be more general sentiment among the public that they are. And that's the problem. They have power in this. And so that's why I say, fuck you, Josh Lewinberg, for saying that about the Siakam deal. You can say that, of course, after Siakam's killing it in the playoffs and everybody's like, oh, why don't we have him anymore? You know, of course you're going to say some shit like that and hope that people listen to you. David saying, it's just getting started. That's right. Exactly. It's just getting started. They got all their good stuff from that deal dumped right on them right away. Same thing with the Knicks, with OG Anunoby. Going there. They're seeing dividends right away in the playoffs with OG being in their starting lineup. You know, in some ways, the deals that we made are good for us in the future. We are on the promise of Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett getting better. We're on the promise of draft picks from Siakam. So we're on the promise of getting flexibility in our salary cap this summer and seeing how we maneuver it and who we sign. So there, none of the stuff that about our trades this year have kind of came through yet. In fact, that's part of the reason why we were so shitty for the end of the season, other than the injuries, is that a lot of the stuff that we got in the trades is for later. It's like we're saving it for later. English beat. So, you know, get over yourself. Raptors reporters that are already opining on whether these deals we've done this year were good or not, especially the Siakam deal. Yeah. All right. Cowboy is going to get his Jacoby Myers, Jacoby Walters scout. Finally, he's going to get it. So let's go look at Jacoby Walter. Let's see. All right. We're going to do the scout today. This is the instant scout. Lex's instant scout of the day has been requested by Canadian Cowboy. He wants me to look at Jacoby Walter. I do not watch college basketball. I have not seen any of these players. This is a blind scout. I will be seeing him play for the first time because I do not watch college basketball. It's just too much. I can't do it. He's a shooting guard for the Baylor Bears, number 4. He was born September the 4th. He's 19 years old, 6'5", 195 pounds. Okay, so he's a shooting guard that's a little bit undersized. He is a 5-star recruit. All right, let's go to the YouTube and let's get a short clip of him. And I will do an instant scout on Jacoby Walter. It's actually Jacoby Walter. They were writing in Jacoby Walters all over the place on his name. It's not Walters, it's Walter. Wait, did we watch him before, Cowboy? Because I see that one of his clips has already been like watched by me. Are you sure you didn't get me to watch him already? All right, I'm going to look at this one. This is from 5 months ago. This is his NCAA debut versus Auburn. It's all right. It's about a 2.5 minute clip. He got 28 points and 6 rebounds in this game. It was his debut as a NCAA player. So he's only played his debut game like in the last 5 months. So this is his first season in college. I don't like that. I like 2 year or 3 year college players. Okay, so they showed a free throw. They didn't show whether he made it or not. Here he is passing at the top. He's taking the pick. He's coming around. He has a nice little side dribble. He shook his guy. That's not going to be useful in the NBA. Nobody's going to bite for that. And he's also not going to be able to get that shot off in time. The length is too long. He'll be blocked. So I don't like that. The first move right away is not an NBA move. All right, he gets the ball on a crazy inbounds pass. He's very much about crossover and trying to shake his guy. Is that him shaking that shot? Okay, that him taking the three? That's pretty good. All right, let's see. I got to look for four. Okay, here he is. He shakes his guy. He's getting to the rim. He goes up and around. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on this guy. First of all, he's a 6'5" shooting guard. That's never good. I like my shooting guard 6'7", 6'6". He's young, really young. He's only 19. In some ways, I don't like that either. In some ways, I can see that a lot of his skills will not work in the NBA. So nobody's gonna fall for some of this side to side stuff that he does, because it's kind of just like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see, what is he gonna do here? He's spinning. He's spinning every which way. The guy's keeping with him. He does a dribble under to miss the defender, which is good. Okay, he just kind of tossed it up. That's a garbage shot. He won't do that in the NBA. There's a lot of the highlights I'm seeing with him on here are things that I just don't think will coexist in the ecosystem, the NBA, where it's stronger, longer, faster, all those kind of things. I don't know. He's got pretty good wingspan for a shooting guard. He has pretty good ball handling. His shot is meh. His shot is meh. I don't know. I'm not big on him. I'm not interested in him, honestly. I think you did get me to scout him before, Cowboy. I think I did scout him before. But yeah, I'm not that interested in him. I'm not really a big fan. Let's just put it that way. So, all right. Thanks, Cowboy, for the scout of the day. There you go. Jacoby Walter. Yeah, he's too young and he's too short, is what I'm going to say to you. Yeah, that's what I think. Fiercely saying, I would have thought Phoenix defense would get better with both Nurkic and Eubanks, but nope. Yak and Kelly bring something different to the table. They are extremely useful and needed. Yeah, I mean Nurkic is a pretty good defender, but still, the problem is that there's a lot of players at other positions that aren't good defenders for the Suns, and your center can only clean up so much. So that's one of the great things. If RJ becomes a better and better defender, that's going to increase our defense really nicely. So I'm excited about that. Fiercely saying great on offense and defense. Yeah, Pirtle's got his offensive limitations, and Kelly's a really good passer. So they're different kind of defenders too. And the fun thing is that Olynyk and Pirtle can play with each other on the court at the same time and kind of coexist in a good way. So there's a lot of flexibility thought out in adding Olynyk to our core group. That he's a different look at center, and him and Pirtle can play together. Wayne saying, I don't see that argument, Lex, about both Scotty and Pascal being together with sizable contracts. If they were winning, that argument would be moot. Truth is, Toronto is cost conscious despite winning. I don't know. We don't know. Once again, we don't know all the financials and the details of what their plan is going in the future. In some ways, they needed to let Siakam go on so that it could be wide open and they could be more flexible. In some ways, I get the feeling that Masai and Bobby are looking for another big superstar this summer that's different than Siakam, that may fit with Scotty better. And I mean, I get it. Everybody wants to try and make it work to have Siakam here, but that's not the reality at this point. I love Siakam. If we could have made it work with him to be here for the rest of his career, I would have loved that. I very much would have loved that. But that's not reality at this point. We have to let it go. In some ways, the comments on Josh Lewenberg's tweet that I quoted earlier are saying, why don't you just let Siakam go? We get it. You miss him. And in some ways, I feel like that's part of this energy. Is it's really hard for us to say goodbye to him, see him do really well in success, and wonder how could we have avoided this? but we can't. And we don't know exactly how it all was and why they did this. They have a vision for the future. And in some ways, Siakam's not money blocking it up in the middle is not in that future. Sure, they probably could have made this happen money wise, but maybe they realized it was going to hamstring us a little bit too much with flexibility and not being able to flesh out the team. In some ways, I could argue what I just said about the Suns could be true to the Raptors if we did something like, all right, we kept Siakam, we had the spicy barbecue, and we Barnes and Siakam on max deals, and RJ also. That's a top three kind of guys around 30 million a year or more. And then boom, our salary cap is tied up like the Suns, and we're filling out our 10th and 12th and the ninth person on our roster as minimum salary guys. So that's part of it. The new salary cap is changing things. It could be in the old rules. Siakam staying here and fitting it all together may have worked better, but not in the case of the new salary cap. It's changing things a lot. And we have to remember the rules that were in place 5 years ago, where teams like the Warriors could dynasty collect with the same guys and pay them, is not the case anymore. It has changed. The new salary cap and the aprons are different. And that is part of what they're playing under is the new rules. And that may be part of it also. I'm telling you, if they could have made this work and it made sense, they would have done it. But it doesn't. If it doesn't make sense and they're thinking about how to build around Scotty on his time and getting him on the right schedule, in some ways you could ask Cool Cat. She would say, thank you for letting Siakam go somewhere else to compete right now with the Pacers instead of waiting around in the prime of his career with Scotty on a team that's rebuilding. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways we could look at this. I think the new salary cap is affecting things way more than people think, is what I'm saying. Fiercely saying Tom pulled a Grand Theft Auto Alvarado move, steal of the day. Yeah, got it on the inbounds. That's what I'm saying. In some ways, this is exactly like it. Kareem didn't grab the ball with two hands. He thought he could be cool and grab it with one hand. And Tom came in and just upped it like a Gary Trent steal. And it went flying, and he chased it down and went and got it. And Kareem just stood there like, oh, I should have grabbed it with two hands. I should have put my other hand on it, the other half of the name, and boom, I would have had it. But no, you can't half-ass things. You can't like get half possession. In the NBA, they will come and get a finger on it and poke it out, and they will take the ball for their possession. That's what I'm saying right there. Yeah, Tom Duke's laughing about it. He's got the sirens going in the race car. I'm going to give Tom a dunk for being funny. All right, yeah, we'll give Tom a dunk for this. And Kareem's a good sport. He's winning all the time on this channel, so nothing bad. All right, Tommy, you got the 43 Siakam today. You got your 43 Siakam today. Ha, ha, ha. Wayne saying, current all-star who will never win a title, Chris Paul. Warriors out next season. What's up with him? No title. A lot of strong rumblings that they want him to go to San Antonio and team up with Wemby. I think that this is a fantastic idea. I've always kind of liked Chris Paul. I saw Chris Paul play in college for Wake Forest against Florida State a long time ago when I was in college, in grad school. I went to an FSU game and saw Chris Paul in person before he was even in the NBA playing for Wake Forest. So I've always had a soft spot for Chris Paul. He's not somebody I've had I've hated or anything. In the case of him versus Foster, I'm definitely on Chris Paul's camp side. And I would like to see him in a Spurs jersey next year. There's a lot of grumblings that he wants to stay with the Warriors also, but Spurs Nation is kind of like he might be a really good point guard to run things with Wemby. So if Chris Paul is wearing a Spurs jersey next year, I'd be like, that's pretty interesting. Now that may not mean that he's anywhere closer to getting a title, and he may not win a title. There's so many great players that never win a title. And people need to remember that. Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, there's a lot of guys that did not win NBA titles in the history of the NBA. It's just how it goes. Vince Carter, another one. Yeah, David's saying, what about Harden? Is he going to win a chip, Wayne? He might. His best chance is this year. His best chance is absolutely this year at this point. And, well, let's see how they do. They dropped the ball in the game last night, Clippers. But if you're going to win, this is your best year. If you don't do it this year, well, the clock is ticking on your aged Hall of Famers. And there. Yeah, David's got my 1030. And Fiercely saying W stream. David's giving me some membership. He's a member for 8 months as a gold level member. That is the highest tier you can be a member on this channel. And I appreciate David being our gold level member. of the channel. And then he's gifted 5 memberships, one to Wayne Strainer. I like that. Cool Cat, Smooth Brown Man, and Cowboy, and Carlo JS getting the subscriptions. What a starting 5. Some great, solid Raptor freaks getting rewarded by David's generosity to get memberships gifted. That's awesome. Love to see Wayne there. Cool Cat, Smooth, and Cowboy and Carlo. If you guys are new members for the first time, go check out and you can become Facebook friends with me and join our Facebook chat. If you haven't been in there yet, Wayne, Cowboy. Well, Cowboy, you're not on Facebook, I don't think. Carlo and Smooth, if you guys are on Facebook, find me on Facebook and join our 24/7 Facebook chat that's breaking news all the time, sharing all Raptors news, Team Canada stuff all the time. All the time. Monique, Trevor, and myself always sharing the latest news in there. If something's breaking news, we all find out right away because people are posting in there right away. I know Cool Cat's not on Facebook. I would say you should join too. Fiercely saying, congrats to David for reaching 8 months of membership. Yeah, that's a big deal. And I'm very, very much a huge benefactor of his channel. I appreciate you, David, very, very much. And I'm going to have to get you to come out to the cottage, seriously. Because, man, it's going to start shaping up. I'm already excited about some of the projects I have in mind for out there. I definitely want to get your opinion and expertise on some of it. Yeah, I was checking the soil in the old classic garden, and it's nice and black and loamy. Yeah, I put some lettuce in there and some other stuff just for fun recently. And we put the fence up around it. Hopefully the rabbits won't be getting in there. We'll have to see. Name is saying, let's fucking go. All-star lineup right there. Yeah, that's a pretty good lineup right there. David, I'm going to give you a 3-pointer for your generosity on the channel. Very, very kind of David to do that. So you're at 91, my guy. 91. It's not a bad year. I was in high school. David is GOAT level for sure. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's see. David saying, I have to send that first thing for some reason. If it's been another month, and I want to send membership gifts, or maybe I don't. I'm not a computer guy. Yeah, I don't understand any of that stuff too with the membership stuff. I just set it up and then I haven't really messed with it since. It's weird. I don't know. Either way, I appreciate you, David, and you being a member for so long at gold level for 8 months. That's a big deal. Name is saying where it's longer, faster, and harder. That's right. The NBA is a little bit tougher, stronger. And it's just like that Daft Punk song. Just like that song. Yeah. It's just how it is. I mean, the players are taller, they're more athletic, and they're stronger, and they're quicker. And that's how they filter it down to the potent best athletes in the world. To play in the NBA, you have to be certain specifications. That's why they have the combine. That's why they come and check their reach, their wingspan, and how high they can jump. All that kind of stuff. David's saying, the good old days, the good old days. And Nameless laughing. David saying, I'm sure you've done one on him already, but if not, maybe share the love for Utah, retiring from the NBA and going back to Japan. Love that guy. Yeah, we did do a share the love club for Utah Watanabe already. I mean, we noted that he's going back to be with his wife, his newlywed wife, back in Japan and playing professionally in Japan. You know, in some ways, like I said, if he was on the roster with the Suns right now, playing in the playoffs, he didn't make the playoff roster, well, it'd be different. He'd probably be hanging around, but he's off already. The other thing is he's going to the Olympics this summer. We got to remember that. Japan did qualify for the Olympics, and Yuta will be in Paris playing for Team Japan. So he may very well be going back already now because he's got to get ready with his national team for the Olympics. And then afterwards, maybe he's like, I don't really want to try and scramble to get into the league in the NBA anymore. I just want to be back home for a little while. 6 years is a very good NBA career. And in some ways, that is something to be very respected and proud of. So, yeah, it is what it is. We'll note it. But since he hasn't really been a Raptor for a few years now, we've done a share love for him. We got to do share loves for new people that we haven't done share love for. But it's a good suggestion. Dap. Kareem saying, I'm going to yank one of these free memberships from David from y'all's hands like a grown man at the baseball game from a toddler. Yeah, that's messed up when that happens. I've never gotten when grown men steal balls from children when they're going out of bounds in games. What is wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with you? I'm with you on this, Kareem. This is hilarious. All right, you got Alvarado'd by Tom. I'm going to give you a dunk just for being funny. Once again, Kareem just gets dunks. That's all he does. All he does is get dunks, no matter what. All right, 127 for Kareem on the dunk totals right now. Wayne saying, I remember Blake Murphy talking about Raptors having to make tough decisions from last year, and he was right. We just couldn't pay the money and not be winning. Even if we were winning, they were gone. Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I wonder about the beginning of the season and just how much, if Dennis and Pascal and OG and everybody together at the beginning of the season, if they had done very much better, how much we would not have changed the team. What level of winning would have been enough for Bobby Masai to say, yeah, we're going to invest in Siakam and we're going to go forward because we're doing this. Some reason it just didn't work. And I don't know. I don't know why. I know that, the schedule was extremely difficult at the beginning of the season. I also know that the in-season tournament had a factor in some of our success in the first couple months of the season. Either way, the dismal play in December really put the nail in the coffin for that edition of the Raptors. We had everybody healthy for the most part, and they just weren't winning. And there was something wrong with that. In some ways, that's part of the factor. The mix wasn't right. The chemistry wasn't right. It wasn't the right fit. And boom, it wasn't adding up to winning. So they had to pull the trigger. And in some ways, Pacers were an opportunist, and they had a little bit of leverage against us because they knew we had to make deals happen or we're going to lose Siakam for nothing this summer. So there's a lot of factors involved in this. In some ways, look, people would say, well, we should have traded Siakam way before. Well, we don't know what the deals were the whole time. And some of the deals could have been worse than the one that we actually got. And what, they're going to do a deal earlier if it's not exactly what they want? No, I think that we got to understand Masai and Bobby are maximizing whatever they can do on whatever timeline to whatever they can. And they're not making mistakes by waiting. I think they really seriously wanted to see if these guys could make it happen the first half of the season. And they told themselves that they weren't in a certain place. Well, we're going to blow them up. And that's what happened this year. It's kind of like that, I guess. Yeah. Wayne saying, I appreciate and love the kindness of continually being gifted. There's not enough words to describe my emotions. Yeah, he's just grateful and he appreciates you, David. And I appreciate David too for being so kind and benevolent and awarding memberships to you guys. I know Wayne gets a membership quite often, but you know what, Wayne? You got to be here to get it. And if you're not one of the regular people that's here all the time, you're not going to catch it like you do all the time. So there you go. David's saying, we all appreciate your presence on the channel, Wayne. Awesome person to have in the Rapid Freak chat. For sure. I am with you on that. I'm going to give Wayne a dunk for sure. It's always great to express gratitude in your life. And you're getting the Sean Marion 31, my guy. Yeah, gratitude will get you so far in life. And that's the way to do it. Wayne's Tom saying 100%. Wayne is always a Rapid Freak family voice of reason. Yeah, he's a goat for that. Yeah, I like he's tough and he wants a certain level of stuff like Molly Weir for the Raptors. And that's important. We need people like Wayne to drive quality and excellence. And I'm with him on that. I really do respect that. Tom's saying, have a great day, Rapid Freak family. Yeah, back at you, Tommy. And I see you got Masai there, Dap to David, and W. So let me just make sure I haven't missed anything I want to talk about today, just to go over things. I talked about that. Oh, there's a brand new Stunted Growth that came out yesterday. I knew it would come out, and I want y'all to watch it. It's very important. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. It's for Jonte. Yeah, Stunted Growth is a YouTube channel that covers NBA players that don't fulfill their promise in their careers, and they go over why. It's very good cautionary tale channel. I think that every young NBA player needs to watch this channel. Like, even if you're not in the NBA, you're a youngster and you're growing up, you're like 7 right now, watch this channel now. Because if you have any dreams of getting the NBA, you need all these cautionary tales of how people failed before you. And I'm telling you right now, this channel will teach youngsters to not be knuckleheads because they will see the mistakes of the people before them. So I'm going to say that I'm going to put the link in right here. You guys go check that out. It's Stunted Growth's given the treatment to Jonte Porter's cautionary tale of what just happened with him. And some of it is not very much new news and stuff that we already know, but it's interesting to hear him put it through his process of the 3 stunted growth things that happened to him. It's infuriating that Jonte had so many injuries to him that were going to take away his career. And he finally got healthy and he came back and he screwed it up the way he did. It's absolutely stupid and asinine. And Stunted Growth goes off on him to a degree about just how poor his judgment is. As far as financial genius, yeah, right. Financially dumbass. You had legal, great money that was coming to you no matter what as an NBA player, and you screw that all up for an extra buck on the side. How ridiculously stupid. How ridiculously stupid. Trevor J saying, have a blessed and beautiful day, everyone. I agree with that sentiment. Right out to all you guys. And Tom Duke has got our Canadian Raptors on blast. Alosi Kelly and RJ in the picture there. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. There's no birthday today, guys, unfortunately. So sorry, no birthdays today. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, Tom Duke saying Angry Old Hooper has easy content these days. Yeah, I mean, the Lakers stuff is fun. That's for sure. Yeah, he does. But yeah, definitely check out that stunted growth. I put the link in the chat. All right, I guess I'll wrap it up. It's at an hour and 20 minutes. I appreciate everybody watching today. Once again, don't snub Norman Powell. He deserves to get some kudos for his six-man work for the Clippers in the last couple of years. And NBA, why are you avoiding Norman Powell and giving him any kind of shine, making him at least one of the three finalists for six-man of the year? It's messed up. We're getting word that Tyrese is the most improved player of the game, and Rudy Gobert is the defensive player of the year. Yeah, some of the awards are already coming out right now. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody watching me. Enjoy the games tonight, the NBA games, and I'm glad the Leafs are tied up in their series with the Boston Bruins 1-1. So hopefully they can do better and continue to win also. Dap to you, David. You want to dunk for Tom? All right, we'll give one more dunk to Tom real quick, and I'll get out of here. I got to pack up this apartment that I'm sitting in right now. All right, he's at 44 now. He was on Siakam. Now he's 44. All right, W to you, Isaac Campbell. I appreciate it. All right, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you want any of these basketball cards that I showed you today, come to Monique Lawrence's birthday party at the NBA restaurant, June the 8th. It's a Saturday. I'll be there myself. You can meet me, and you can come get some of these cards I showed you today, like the Dame Lillard card. It's really, yeah, all right. All right, let's go Raptors. Tomorrow, Thursday, Think Tank. So get your phones ready to call me. We'll take 3 callers tomorrow. So, yeah, I'd like to get different people than last time. But if we have the same callers in some ways, that's fine too. I just need 3 callers tomorrow for our call-in show. And we'll figure out what the topic is for tomorrow. Yeah. Tom saying, I preferred to stay at 43. Sheesh, David. Just kidding. All right, you want him to go to 45? If he's 45, he's Delano. He's not D. Mitchell. He is Delano. So he's at 45 bus now. He's Rexdale. Yeah, he's a Rexdale bus. 45 bus. That's right. Let's go Raptors. Let's go Raptors.